Pro Group Management. Workers' comp that works for you.
Welcome to Nevada Newsmakers. On the broadcast today, we're going to celebrate 75 years of McDonald Carano with George Ogilvie. He's the managing partner here for the whole show on the all-new Nevada Newsmakers.
Turn your clunker into a caddy during the Cadillac and Cash giveaways at Tamarack Casino. Weekly cash drawings including $5,000 cash and one top prize of $10,000. Win the grand prize of a Cadillac CT4 or $40,000 in cash. Your good times are at Tamarack Casino.
Story County is leading Nevada. Home of the Tahoe-Reno Industrial Center, Google, Tesla, Panasonic, and other world-leading companies. Story County provides thousands of tech, advanced manufacturing, and logistics careers for Nevadans. We're diversifying and driving Nevada's economy and generating millions in tax revenue and billions in economic activity across northern Nevada. Story County is leading Nevada's future.
Save money and take transit. Did you know you can ride the bus all day for less than what it would cost you for a gallon of gas? Plan your trip now by going to rtcwashoe.com.
Like a traditional handmade basket, retail is woven into the fabric of life in Nevada. From big box to mom and pop, retail supports our communities in countless ways. Jobs for the disabled, team uniforms for kids, help for the elderly, and so much more. Retail employs over 1 in 10 workers. Retail supports Nevada, and we support retail.
RANNV.org.
This is Nevada Newsmakers with host Sam Shad, a no-holds-barred political forum. Now, from the Nevada Newsmakers broadcast headquarters, here is Sam Shad.
And back on Nevada Newsmakers, we are delighted to welcome to the program the managing partner of McDonald Carano, George Ogilvie. It is an absolute pleasure to have you here, sir.
Thank you, Sam. I'm a big fan of the show. It's really nice to be here.
Well, thank you. 75 years, that's the anniversary that the firm is celebrating right now. And if I may be so bold as to say the original name of the firm was McDonald Carano Wilson because...
Well, actually, the original name of the firm was Bible McDonald.
Okay, well, that's true. All right, so start there.
Well, Senator Bible was in the Attorney General's office.
And this was Alan Bible.
Alan Bible, yes. Back in the late 40s in the Attorney General's office. And a young upstart named Bob McDonald joined the Attorney General's office. They became friends. Bob was working for Alan, Senator Bible, and they decided to start a law firm together. And May 1949, May 1949, they started Bible McDonald. And that was at a time when the U.S. Senate rules allowed senators to have outside employment. Shortly thereafter, the U.S. Senate changed the rules. So Alan Bible had to remove himself from the law firm. And along came Don Carano. And Bob and Don were famous friends for decades, and continued the path of McDonald Carano, and then came along Spike Wilson, who is a legend in the legal field in Nevada. And so for a long time, McDonald Carano Wilson, and then it expanded over. Ultimately, it became McDonald Carano Wilson, McCune, Bergen, Frankovich, and Hicks, which is quite a mouthful. But it was 7, 8 actually, because Hicks was both Bud Hicks and Larry Hicks. Larry Hicks went on to become a federal judge. But the 8 of them had different practice areas, but what a terrific foundation for the firm that we became.
Oh, to say the least.
Yeah.
To say the least. And I should mention that Josh Hicks heads up your government affairs department at this point in time.
That's correct.
And another great person. We'd love to have him on the show.
Oh,
and you, in fact, you have a great government affairs team, and we utilize them mercilessly throughout the year. So we appreciate being able to do that.
Yeah, we for years were attempting to create a prominent government affairs group, and we had some terrific lobbyists. Jim Endries, formerly with AT&T, joined us and led the group for a long time. Former State Senator Terry Kerr.
Yes,
was
a wonderful person.
Oh, really great. And
he just tried retiring again. I don't know if it's working or not.
It's probably 5 times he's tried to retire. We were very, very pleased to be able to draw Terry over to work for the firm for the years that he did. And then the latest iteration with Josh, and Josh has just taken it to a new level. It's one of the most influential government affairs groups in Nevada.
And when they put out their news bulletins, if one is lucky enough to be on that email chain, they beat the newspapers half the time with all their information. So much appreciated that I'm on that list.
Yeah.
So let's go back in time. You know, Bob McDonald was not a well-known public figure. Don Carano got all the publicity, whether he wanted it or not. But Bob McDonald was very much involved beyond the law firm of working with Don on buying up pieces of the casinos in northern Nevada. And they both did very well at that, obviously.
Absolutely, and you're 100% correct that Don was far more well known for that, but Bob was an owner of the Bonanza Casino and was very involved in various other business ventures. But Bob really stuck more with the law firm as time went on, and Don ventured out, and obviously with the Eldorado and then with Ferrari Carano Vineyard was incredibly successful.
Well, you know, the thing that's wild, and you know, there's so many new people that have moved to Nevada, both in northern and southern Nevada, that watch and listen to the show, that I think it's fine to repeat some of these stories that you know, older Nevadans know. But, you know, when Don Carano started the Eldorado, it was on the wrong side of the train tracks. It wasn't where you should open a place. He didn't have the money to have big entertainment, so what did he say instead of having big entertainment? The food.
The food.
The food was their entertainment.
His progeny have carried that forward. The food there. Let's just talk about La Strada. I mean, it's. For decades, it was one of the premier places in Reno to eat. The mushroom raviolis, what they're known for. In fact, every year we have a friends and clients party on the deck of our law office in Reno, and we have the Caranos cater it, and we always order probably triple the amount of mushroom ravioli than's necessary, because it's beyond good.
Well, and they have their own pasta shop. You know, we did the dining show for 20 years, and we did several shows in the pasta shop over the years, and yes, they make all that stuff right there, yes. And it's gazillions of that. But yeah, they didn't have the money, so it was not just the food, but really the relationships that were built with the employees, because they were competing with Harrah's and Harold's Club. And not only did they compete, they competed very well. And then by 1978, they were expanding. And did you ever anticipate, because you've been with McDonald Carano for what, 25 years now?
34 years.
34, I'm sorry, I cheated you on a few years there. Okay, so 34 years. Did you ever anticipate, did Don ever anticipate that they would end up growing up to the point where they would buy Caesars Entertainment?
Oh, I don't think anyone could have ever imagined that. I mean, Don was incredibly sharp.
That's an understatement, by the way.
Really huge understatement. But I don't think he ever foresaw this, and really, I mean, it's a tribute to his sons and daughter that they were able to take what Don created and put it in the position that it's in now.
Well, and it was the baseline that he had created and what he instilled in all of them, because I remember, talking to each of the brothers, over time, and they would always say that Dad was involved in every single thing that they did, and if they didn't do it right, in one phrase, they would get their butts kicked. And so I mean, they carried that on. And in fact, one of the members of the family told me that when they took over Caesars, that he had gone down, I'm not going to name names here, but he had gone down to Vegas, and what he thought that Vegas needed in terms of Caesars was the family relationship that had been created up in northern Nevada. And from what I understand, when Harris took over Caesars, there was a lot of drama. Mm-hmm. The Caesars people were not happy at all about being taken over by them. In this instance, I've never heard one word from anybody saying that they didn't and they weren't happy with the Caranos taking over.
I haven't heard that either.
Which is remarkable when you think about it.
Particularly from the dynamic of the merger. I mean, the small fish taking over the big fish. You would think that there would be some animosity on Caesar's side, and it's been, I can't say seamless, but
right.
A terrific partnership that they've created.
Let's talk about Spike Wilson a little bit here. His political career was phenomenal.
Yes, Spike. I had the pleasure of trying a case with Spike probably 25 years ago, and Spike he had the demeanor of a country gentleman.
Yes.
And it was that demeanor that he took to politics. He was down to earth. He was sincere. If in a bygone era, he'd stand up at the end of a meeting, shake your hand, tell you what he thought, and he followed through with it. Sometimes he didn't agree with you, and he had a way of describing why he wasn't why he disagreed with you in a way that you felt almost blessed the way that he framed it. He was articulate. He was, as I say, sincere. He just had a way of making you feel good about yourself, whether in the courtroom or in the political arena. And I think really those were the attributes that made him so successful.
And the perfect person to be on the Ethics Commission.
Oh, yes, yes. He was the one-man ethical governance committee of McDonald Carano when he was a partner.
Remarkable man. Yes. All right, let's take a break. We'll come back and I want to talk more with you about the firm and what your involvement has been. George Ogilvie is here. He's the managing partner of McDonald Carano, and we will be right back.
Pro Group Management specializes in providing industries with the necessary components to satisfy and exceed workers' comp requirements. Every business has unique needs and specific regulations. Pro Group Management stays ahead of the curve, providing up-to-date services to keep your industry in top form. Discover how we simplify your tasks, improve efficiency, and reduce expense to keep you moving in a positive direction. Pro Group Management, workers' comp that works for you.
Early in the morning or throughout the night, professional truck drivers are on the job, serving you, safely moving freight that's crucial to our economy. From the oldest industries to our newest innovators, from the exotic to the everyday. Trucks are everywhere, moving everything. Never afraid to embrace a future that makes Nevada and our nation stronger. Trucking moves America forward.
What do you count on? You count on your power every day. At NV Energy, we've always powered what's important to you, but we're not looking at the past. We're focused on the future. While our standards are high, our rates will remain low. And our commitment to renewables isn't just meeting standards, but leading the way. Because you can count on more than just your power. You can count on the company who brings it to you. That's our promise. You can count on it.
The Nevada Builders Alliance has been protecting the interests of the construction industry for over 50 years. Our programs save members thousands of dollars every year and allow them to provide much-needed benefits to their employees. Our industry also allows Nevada to grow. If you're thinking about a career in the construction industry, reach out. And if you haven't thought of a career in construction, what are you waiting for? We are the Nevada Builders Alliance.
This is Nevada Newsmakers.
And back on Nevada Newsmakers, we continue our conversation with George Ogilvie. He's the managing partner of McDonald Carano. You've only been there 34 years. Are you thinking about making it permanent?
Yeah, I haven't come up with my second career yet.
I wanted to talk about a couple of other people that are famous with the firm. Leo Bergen. Let's talk about him for a minute.
So Leo was in the middle of that McDonald Carano, Wilson, McCune, Bergen, Frankovich, and Hicks. Leo joined.
Marketing people never come up with these names. You know that, right?
Well, it's funny. Just as a side note, about 25 years ago, we were in a partner retreat, and I said, in 10 years, I either want Ogilvie at the end of this name, or we've got to shorten the name. Well, we're now McDonald Carano. Anyway, Leo Bergen joined in the early 70s and was very financially minded, whereas the others were legally minded and business minded, or business interest minded. Leo really took care of the finances of the law firm and became the managing partner, managed the firm for over 30 years, and was the consummate consensus builder. To this day, Leo walks around the entire Reno office, says hello to everyone, the runners, associates, partners, has an understanding of what's going on in their lives, and that's the way he ran the firm for as I say, over 30 years. And then in the 2000s, the firm had grown, now had a Las Vegas office. Leo, by the way, is the person that hired me.
Okay.
He carries a very special place in my heart as a result of that. And then John Frankovich took over and was managing partner for 15 years. And John was about as selfless of an individual as you could ever meet. So any decision made by John as managing partner was almost immediately accepted, because everyone knew that John was acting in the best interests of the law firm rather than in his own best interest. So he was a terrific managing partner as well.
You obviously had people from different political persuasions within the firm. How was that handled? Or was it just a different generation where, the law firm was the deal and you kept all of that to the side unless it was needed?
I can truly only think of one instance in my entire career with the firm that politics became an issue, where we took on a matter that was objectionable to some of the people on the more liberal side of the law firm, and it became an issue, and that was 8 years ago. It died, the issue died, and politics really don't enter into the partnership.
McDonald Carano is a Nevada firm. Obviously it started in Northern Nevada, ended up in Southern Nevada, but there was no desire, it appears, to go beyond the Silver State, as against other law firms that are either expanding beyond Nevada or coming into Nevada as an expansion. Why just Nevada?
I'm trying to think of the year, maybe 2005. We began being approached by national and regional firms. And one of those opportunities was fairly enticing to us, and we convened a partnership meeting and talked about it and talked about who we are and who we want to be. And we decided that day, that night, that we really like who we are, we really like what we have to offer, and that we're not going to entertain those offers. And you know, we've seen some great firms do otherwise. Lionel Sawyer, Jones Vargas, some of the legacy law firms in Nevada have either joined national or regional firms or split up. And we, I think, decided that night that we're going to brand ourselves as the Nevada law firm, both north and south. That's what we've done. We've been able to capitalize on our relationships in the executive department, the legislature, the judicial, the bench. We have, I think, 7 former attorneys at McDonald Carano that went on to be judges. We have people that served in the legislature. I mentioned Terry Kerr, Senator Kerr.
Ben Kiekeffer.
Ben Kiekeffer, yeah. I saw your interview with Ben. Ben is tremendous, and
got a big future ahead of him.
He's got really, I don't know what the future exactly holds, but it's big because he's so talented and he has such a wide range of experience. Ben worked for us for about 10 years, and we were very fortunate to have him.
By the way, just as an aside here, what's interesting about the number of the names of the firms that you mentioned, most of those names no longer exist.
That's right. I think McDonald Carano is the only, in fact, I know we're the only statewide remaining legacy firm from the, when I say legacy, from the 50s and 60s. We are the only remaining firm. Now our competitors are national and regional firms. I say competitors just because that's who we find ourselves across the conference room table.
Sure.
But, not really competitors. We're pretty much friends.
Well, you know, it's interesting. We have been going back. We have shows that when we started Nevada Newsmakers in 2002, they were on VHS tapes. And so we're taking 2002, 2003, 2004 and dubbing them into digital form, and we're going to put them onto the website so people can see, really, because the show has become Nevada history. And it's fun looking back at people 20 years ago, who they worked for, and how young they were when they came on the show back then. Pete Ernott and Tony Sanchez's babies, you know? And so it's kind of fun to look back on that, but then you look at the names of the firms they were working for, and it's like, oh, that doesn't exist anymore. Anyway, let's take another break. We'll come back. More with George Ogilvie after this timeout.
For 50 years, Nevada Heating has been keeping people comfortable in their homes. At Nevada Heating, call the Do It Right guys and get the air conditioning back on today. That's the Nevada Heating way. Why sweat for days on end when Nevada Heating can get your air conditioning fixed today? Call us today and we'll fix it today at 323-5585 or schedule us on our website at nevadaheating.com.
Carson Valley Inn, it's your place for the good times. Carson Valley Inn.
Welcome to the Winnemucca Big R.
Hi, I'm John Walker. Welcome to Big R Lovelock.
Hi, I'm Rich Martin. Welcome to Fallon Big R.
My name is Braden. Welcome to Big R Fernley.
Hi, I'm Kelly. Welcome to Big R Sparks.
Seven at 7 is a newscast built for your smartphone. It's a 7-minute newscast available every weekday at 7 a.m. and 7 p.m. at lvrj.com. We don't waste your time, and we give you the day's top stories.
We at the RJ have noticed some similarities between us and a certain BTS character, RJ.
Plus the latest in Las Vegas business, weather, health, and entertainment news. 7 at 7 streaming now on your smartphone.
This is Nevada Newsmakers.
And back on Nevada Newsmakers, we continue our conversation with George Ogilvie. He's the managing partner of McDonald Carano. You have seen such incredible growth in this state. Certainly before your time with the firm's 75 years old, you've been there 34 years. What do you think the population of Nevada is going to end up being over the next 10 years? Are we going to be at 4 million?
Oh, easily, yeah.
Easily.
Yeah. Well, maybe not in the next 10 years, but certainly if the West resolves its water issues, yes. Las Vegas by itself will be over 3.5 million, I would say, in the next 15 years. Yeah, no, I still see explosive growth for Nevada. And, you know, a lot of people still coming from California who are really tired of California politics.
To say the least. So this is where I invite you to come back, because there are lots of issues that you have worked on that I would love to talk to you about. So please come back and see us again. But again, congratulations to you and the firm on 75 years. That is truly a remarkable accomplishment.
Thank you very much, Sam. I enjoyed it.
Thank you. And we'll be right back.
Imagine a magical garden that feeds Carson City's hungry and homeless, teaches our high school students agriculture, creates hanging floral displays to beautify downtown, and yet charges nothing. It's not magic. It's the Greenhouse Project. It's real, it's growing, and it needs your help. Go online to carsоncitygreenhouse.org so together we can grow it forward.
Everyone is talking about opioids, but they're not the only drugs that can be harmful if taken in large quantities or not as prescribed. You also need to be aware of side effects from anxiety drugs, muscle relaxants, sleep aids, and stimulants. Mixing prescription drugs with other drugs or alcohol can be dangerous. If you take an Ambien with a glass of wine, it may be enough to stop you from breathing. Prescribed drugs can be just as dangerous as illegal drugs. Take medications only as directed.
Modern boutique Ahern Hotel and Event Center sits at the heart of the Las Vegas Strip. 2 floors of meeting and event space are ideal for groups and conventions. Stay in one of 200 luxurious rooms and suites. Brand your event throughout the property. Flexible event spaces make for easy planning and personalization. Take over the entire hotel with a full buyout option.
Thanks for watching Nevada Newsmakers. You can catch us online 24 hours a day at NevadaNewsmakers.com, or you can download the podcast wherever you like to get your podcast. We'll see you on the next broadcast.